Hello, and welcome back. This video is about building the spline path that will later be used to move enemies towards their goal. And a special thanks to all my supporters. Thank you for helping me help others. To start, I'm going to create an actor, and we'll call this BP_path. So in this actor, all we need is a spline component, which we can keep as the name spline. With that compiled back in the editor view, we can just drag this into the level. Go down here. I'm going to want this down here. This one is at 200, 0, 0. We are going to want it at 200, negative 100. So close this big folder of tiles. And 0. Actually, all right, I wanted it at negative 50. Now, it might make sense to have the path start off the line, and then you can restrict the view a little bit. Now, when you first create an actor with a spline path, it will add the 2 points, and you can select the second one and move it around. So select this. We can move this. You can see it's still visible under meshes. For now, we can just set it like that. I'm going to drag this all the way over to the corner. This little control here and the one that's just off the edge over there, that's to control the angle of the spline at this point. So for now, I'm just going to hold Alt, drag off. That will make another point. Let go of Alt, and you can see there. So we're going to move that so that it's back 50. Actually, just set this to 50. There we go. So that will be a corner, and I'll fix up the actual angle in a minute. We're going to drag off or Alt drag off to create another point here. Do that again. We're over here. Another one right over here. And then around this corner, and lastly the finished spot. There we go. So with that set, we can mess around with the tangents. So for this one, if you want this a straight line, this just needs to be straight. Oops, wasn't selected. So with this selected, I can turn off our grid snapping, move it around so that it's more straight. You can see the tangent values over here to make sure that it's close to 0. It does look like you can't edit these directly, but you can, but it's not necessarily a good idea. We also don't need it to be so large. So with that one mostly set, let's straighten it up just a little bit. With this one, we want the tangent to just be the other way. So I'll click this one, move it out a little bit, straighten it out a little bit. And you can see the end result of that is that it makes a corner that's a little too sharp. To fix that, we can move in a little bit more on both sides. Those are looking pretty good. And lastly, these two. And we just want to make sure this last one is straight, which it is by default, it looks like. All right, so with a spline set like this, the question is effectively, how do we get something to move along it, or to check where it is along the path, etc. So for that, we're going to expose a few functions. I'm going to create a get length. This will just take the spline component, and we're just getting get spline length. I'm going to right click, add return node, and then drag this on here, and we'll call this length. Secondly, I'm going to create another function called get location. So this will be getting the location along the spine. So drag out the component again. If you drag off here and you type along, you can see that there are a lot of functions that the spline component exposes. The one that we're looking for is get location. If you wanted to at some point have a location along the spline and also what the tangent is so that you could rotate an object so that it's appropriate along the spine, you can do that. We're going to use this for now. We want our coordinate space to be world. And then I'm going to add another return node, drag this vector onto it, and that will just be the location. In a future video, we'll set up how to spawn the enemies and use a wave manager to find the positions along the spine where those enemies should be progressing. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video and would like to see more, you know what to do. And if you would like to support this channel, watch these videos 2 weeks early, or just want to download the project files, you could do so through my Patreon linked below.